Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Mike Reed here, and I'm back again with yet another tour review for you guys. So today we have a rather interesting review of a Bakugan, I should say, right off the bat. And this one's a rather interesting one, and I'll tell you guys real quick why. This is Bakugan Geogan Rising Dragonoid Ultra. So this is the new form of Dragonoid for the Bakugan reboot series. So as you guys can see, it looks pretty generic, right? It's just your standard box art, standard art render of Dragonoid himself. Dragonoid Ultra Bakugan right there. As soon as I turn on the turntable, we'll look at the back of the box, and then we'll take a look at the product itself, because that's where the really interesting part gets in. So turning the box around, and hopefully I can actually stop the turntable in time. There we go. Back of the box, we have Bakugan Geogan Rising, Dragonoid Ultra. As you can see, he looks transparent. And again, this is where it gets interesting, because this is a new type of Bakugan. I'll explain what that means in a moment. Bakugan gate card right there. As you can see, it includes the card. It includes one Ultra Bakugan, two Bakukors, one character card, one ability card, and one gate card. And here we have the Leap Open Baku action right there, showing how it flips into battle. And then we have the others in the line, which is, I believe that's Diamond Fennica Ultra, Aurelus Dragonoid Ultra, Ventus Falcron, Pyrus Dragonoid Ultra, the one we're looking at today. And then we have Chaos Fennica, which I will say right off the bat, I do have that. I believe it is another Ultra, so definitely stay tuned for that one, for that review when that comes out. Shark Tar, who I still haven't gotten yet, but I'm still looking for him. And regular Dragonoid Ultra. So once we get the box out of the way, we'll take a look at the included pamphlet, because the pamphlet is actually updated. I might as well mention that. So as you can see, the pamphlet is updated. It does have all the Bakugan listed there. Dragonoid Falcron Demork, which I do have. Stay tuned for his review. Fennica. Farascal, I do have this exact Farascal in storage. Definitely look forward to that review. Looking for Pensatar, actually. Sharktar, Nilius, I do have him as well. Arcleon, Viperagon, Surtran, Stardox, and these are all the Geogan for right now anyway. Metasect, Slugler, Talon, I do have regular Talon. Hynix, Hynix, I do have him as well. Stingzer, still looking for him actually. Montrapod, that was my last review, I believe. Arachnia and Titan King. Now, I should mention that Arcleon and I believe also Talon and a couple others on here, I believe Stingzer as well, are actually going to get special, Geoforge forms for the Geoforge Dragonoid release. So do stay tuned for that, as there will be special forms of those select ones I mentioned. Again, Arcleon, Surtran, I just remembered as part of that. I believe Montrapod's part of that. I definitely know Titan King's part of it. Stingzer, and I believe Arachnia as well. So just a couple of them that are going to be, Geoforged up for the Geoforged Dragonoid form. So do stay tuned for that review. Again, it's not mentioned on the pamphlet yet, but just let you know ahead of time that it does exist. So it's kind of the big capstone for this season. But anyway, we have the chorus as well. Dragonoid, Falcron, Sharktar, Fennica, Farascal, Pensatar, Nilius, Spartilion's kind of interesting, Crustillion, and we have Harperion, who is, although on the surface it seems like a Harpy Eagle, it's actually a mix between a Harpy Eagle and a Griffin. Very strange. But anyway, so here we have the different types right there, with the Aquos, Darkus, Pyrus, Ventus, Aurelus, which is now classified as a rare. That's interesting. And then Diamonds, which of course are super rare, and then the ultra rare elemental rares. And that's actually transitions perfectly, as soon as we look at the types here: Aquos, Darkus, Chaos, Pyrus, Ventus, and Aurelus, to the actual product itself, which actually is that elemental super rare. So here he is, as you can see. We're just going to quickly get the light on. And we're going to give this guy a nice 360 of the ball form. So as you can see, there is some distinct differences between the regular and the this elemental rare version. First of which being that, well, the regular version, as you saw in the box, is a solid color. This one is now transparent, and unlike the regular one, it has these nice flame prints on it, which really makes it stand out. Let's get a nice close-up of those flame details. You guys can see, let me just hold the ball for a minute. As you can see, it has these nice flames going down, which again looks so beautiful. I really love that finish on those flames. Really makes it stand out amongst the other Bakugan in my collection. And again, it's weird that they never mention this on the box as elemental rare, because it just describes it as just being Dragonoid Ultra. But I'm assuming that the little Pyrus logo next to Dragonoid, I guess, means it's an elemental rare. I don't know. I'm very confused with this new type of Bakugan, as I knew they were doing a different one for Geogan Rising particularly, because I've been seeing pictures online way before the products actually started coming out, and I started seeing, like, you know, similar products like this Dragonoid and various other figures that had this sort of texture to them, and I thought maybe it's a weird new type of diamond color scheme, but no, it's actually its own thing. Elemental rares, they're called. So let me just pause the thing here, and let's actually take a look at the stuff included. Now, we do get some Bakugans. I'm not going to show those because those aren't really all that exciting. They're pretty much the exact same Bakugans as last season, so there's really no point. But we are going to take a look at the gate card, which I'm not going to bother showing the back, but here's the front of it, with Gilator right there with his little Bakugears on missile pods right there, firing them off into the distance. Very, very nice. And then we have the stats for the bonuses you can get from this card, which is a negative 200 for Pyrus, 700 for Aqua, 700 for Ventus, negative 200 for Chaos, 700 for Aurelus, I almost said Chaos, and negative 200 for Darkus. So pretty good, pretty well rounded all around for Aquas, Ventus, and Aurelus, but not exactly good for Pyrus, Chaos, and Darkus. So yeah, but there you go. So that is the gate card. We're going to leave that there, actually. And then we'll take a look at the character card, which is Dragonoid Ultra. Now, to be completely honest with you guys, I'm kind of mixed on this redesign for Dragonoid. Now, I will give it some credit that it does look very, very nice. I will give it that. It's a very nice art render, and it very much looks like the Dragonoid we all know and love. But at the same time, I think there's just some unnecessary bits that really aren't needed with this redesign. First of which being the claw bits on the wings. I don't understand that. I don't understand why there's little claw pieces on the wings, because I don't know what that's really going to do. In terms of combat, I guess it just makes them look nice, but in terms of just combat, it's a little silly. The tail looks too much like a spatula to me. I don't know, just a very funky looking tail we got back here. The chest piece looks a little funky. I don't know why he has like 1, 2, 3 gems on him, but I guess it looks nice. And other than that, I mean, this is a pretty solid Dragonoid design. Just a couple little bits that just don't make sense to me, but still, nice redesign nonetheless. So there we go. So that's the character card for him. And then next we'll take a look at the ability card we get, which is Searing Strike. We have Pyrus Arcleon, Geogan Arcleon right there, sort of using the Searing Strike move. And then we have the Baku action, which gives you a plus 400 beat power to the Bakugan you are placing this on. So, very, very interesting, actually. I do quite like that. But moving that out of the way, let's actually open up the Bakugan itself, and we're going to do some comparisons with various other Dragonoids. So let's open them up. Okay, he flipped a little weird, but there we go. That is our elemental rare Dragonoid Ultra. And I must say, in his open form, he's quite short. That's one thing I have against Geogan Rising Dragonoid. He's way too short. He is a very chubby boy. He is not at all and plus, what kind of silly pose is he doing? Why does he have his hands on his hips like he's some sort of like, what's he trying to do in that pose? Like, at least the other ones just kind of had him in a generic pose, but this is a bit silly. Just a bit silly look. It makes him look like a big, chubby dope. But still, for what he is, he's nice, actually. Again, the details are very, very nice on him for his elemental rare form. And I do like the colors on him. I'll give him that. But again, just the design of this one, I'm a bit mixed. Not to mention the wings look a bit stupid. It makes him look like he has 4 wings instead of 2, but that's just me. Either that or his wings are just way too small. But still, for what he is, he's not a bad redesign at all. Not bad. Not great. I'll be honest, he's not great looking, but he doesn't look that bad. So, for quick comparisons here, I probably should have grabbed these out before I just started the recording. I'm going to get the giant Dragonoids, of course, those being the Deca, the, the Dragonoid Infinity, and also Dragonoid Maximus. Gotta bring those out real quick. Then I gotta grab the other Dragonoids before him, so let me grab the Core and Ultra forms, if I can actually find them. There we go. There we go. Okay. So, and also, when we're doing the comparisons of the Dragonoids here, I would like to know in the comments what you guys think of the Dragonoid redesign. Do you guys like him? Do you guys hate him? Or you guys just not care at all? I'm just curious. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are on all this. But anyway, where's my other Drago? No, that's not the one. Wait, where is it? Where is it here? Is this the particular? Yeah, okay. Is this? Yes, okay, cool. So now that I got all the Dragonoids prior, and trust me, there's a lot. Here, I believe it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, oh god, 5, 6, 7. So I believe in terms of the main Dragonoid evolutions, this I believe is the 8th one. Yeah, it's crazy how many of these there are. You guys can't see the background, but it's absolutely filled with Dragonoids right now. It's actually insane looking in the background. But anyway, let's grab the original Dragonoid core for comparison. And as you guys can see, quite the differences between the two. Obviously, obviously because it's a core Dragonoid, he is going to be a lot chubbier in his smaller form. That, and this was the first ever new take on Dragonoid since forever, actually. Feels like, anyway. But still, it's kind of crazy to think that this, I believe it was either 2017 or 2018, was the all-new design for Dragonoid, and let me tell you, it's quite, they've definitely changed the design a lot, since his early days as the tiny little chubby boy that we know him as, Chubbanoid over there. But, there we go. Let me just quickly pause the thing, there we go. And then we're going to move him out of the way. And then with our next comparison, we're going to bring in his second form, at least in terms of the cores, which is Titan. Oh god, Titan Dragonoid that came with Dragonoid Maximus. So here you have those two together. And again, quite the bit of difference. Obviously, one's a core, one's an ultra. Just because I know someone in the comments is gonna be like, "Oh, the difference is that one's a core, one's an ultra." Yeah, thanks, Marty. But still, as you guys can see, quite the differences on these two, and obviously with one being Titan and one just being an entirely sort of reborn form of Dragonoid, to my understanding. There's obviously going to be a bit of differences, and overall, just, again, very, very interesting sort of design changes. That and Titan has no feet, while Geogan, Rising Dragonoid Ultra, actually has feet and distinct legs. So, but there you go. Well, I should say that Titan Dragonoid has no visible feet, even though they're kind of molded into the base of the body of Dragonoid, but again, they're just very hard to see, so he might as well just have no feet at all in his Titan form. But anyway, let's bring in his Ultra form, shall we? Actually, no, before we do that, let's go over the next couple cores, starting again with the... Oh, God. She's just knocking him off the thing. Here we go. So this is Armored Alliance Core Dragonoid. So this is the last season. I believe this is Season 2. Yeah, Season 2 Dragonoid. And again, very, very different, these two Dragonoids, as you can see. With one obviously having a very drastic redesign from the original. And obviously the Geogan Rising version also having that huge change to it. Overall, between the two, again, Geogan Rising Dragonoid, even with his very, very interesting design, both good and bad, he's still quite the looker, and he still retains that iconic Dragonoid design trope to him, so gotta give credit where it's due. They kept the designs consistent, unlike last generation, or at least the first generation, of Bakugan way back in the day, I would say roughly around 2006, 2007, when the original series came out, where Dragonoid started off normal, but then he just got weirder and weirder looking as he went on. I think at some point he had, I think he ended up with 6 wings at the end. It was insane looking. And then we had the Baku Mutants, oh boy, with Mercury Dragonoid. Oh god, that was ugly. There's a reason I never bought that back in the day. First of all, because I didn't know it existed, and second, because it's just plain ugly. It's not that good looking at all. So, but there you go. But next up here, we're gonna bring in the recent Dragonoid, at least my understanding. If I could stop flipping him off the cart. This is Armored Alliance Fusion Force Dragonoid X. Oh god, what's this one? Dragonoid X. Well, I can't remember the other one's name. Hang on, it'll come to me in a second. Dragonoid X Treacherous. There we go. Dragonoid X Treacherous Fusion. So there we have the two of them there. I know that it's not the proper anime factions, one being Chaos and that being the Treacherous side, even though Treacherous in normal form would actually be Darkest, but I believe the Pyrus and Darkest one was either canceled or was just really hard to find in stores. I can't remember which. But there you go. So there you have the two of them together. And again, between the Core and the Ultra, I gotta say, the Geogan Rising one kind of falls short here, I would say, actually, because I actually prefer this one a lot better, just because he reminds me a lot of, oh god, what's the dragon one I'm thinking of? Why can't I think of it? Kind of reminds me of, oh god, was it Infinity Dragonoid? I want to say it was Infinity Dragonoid from the first generation. Reminds me a lot of that, at least in the body of the actual toy form. So, do quite like that. And also it reminds me a lot of, what was it called? Rise Dragaon, yeah, from Bakutech, that old discontinued Bakugan line that was only in Japan. It was really, really weird. If you guys want to look that up, I might leave a link in the description so you guys can actually check that out. It's really, really strange. Bakutech, as it had a lot of weird gimmicks, it had a lot of interesting concepts, and all in all, I was kind of mixed on it. I never bought them just because, well, first of all, I didn't know they existed until like a few years ago. That, and when I tried to go, purchase a set of them, they were way overpriced. And how way overpriced? I saw a Rise Dragaon a few years ago that was selling for like a little over $100. And it was just the Rise Dragaon on its own. So that should tell you just how valuable they are. That, and they had like metal parts in them, and I've heard they also had a lot of breakage issues. Yeah, they were very, very strange. Very, very strange things they were. Again, I might drop a link in the description if I remember to do it. So that way you guys can check that out if you're interested, because it's very, very strange. The Bakutech line, very, very strange line of Bakugan. Hopefully, maybe one day we might revisit that at some point. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Then again, it was owned by Sega Toys at the time, who also produced the original series, so And plus, I've heard the Spin Master's been having a tough time trying to get the legal rights from Sega Toys for some of the... There's some names and some stuff. So that's why there's been a few name changes. Like, for example, so the attributes, they're now called factions because, again, Sega Toys had the rights to that name for the classification of the toys, for their different types, and, oh god, and a bunch of other different names. So they had to change them, and and they had, and some characters, again, they just couldn't do, so they had to basically do like versions that are similar to them, but not exactly. It's a mess. But still, for what it is, this isn't bad. But anyway, oh god, seriously? What is going on? Why do they always keep knocking each other off? Anyway, this is a Dragonoid X Auxiliator fusion that came with Dragonoid Infinity. If you guys haven't seen that review, again, I might drop a link to that in the description, of course, if I remember to do it. But you guys can see, again, vast differences with the two forms of Drago here. So, and again, out of these two, I actually prefer Dragonoid X Auxiliator a bit more. Just because it's such a weird design. Because it has this quad wing looking design, which again is actually based off the actual monster form, so gotta give credit where it's due. They actually made it look like the monster form. And the head is very interesting. I love that short little gold horn. That looks really, really nice. And the big golden chest plate and the long tail and the... and it's just a very interesting design because the body's fairly skinny and lanky and the wings are just massive. But they're not massive lengthwise, they're massive widthwise, which is a interesting design change for Drago here. But keep in mind, this is still a fusion Bakugan, so... at the time of this recording, I still have not found Auxiliator in stores yet, which is really annoying me. That, and it's just a very interesting closing of this Bakugan, Dragonoid X Auxiliator. Even right now, as I'm closing him to move on to the next comparison, he's a very, very interesting one. Is you gotta fold his feet in, you gotta fold the head, then you gotta fold the wings. It's a mess. This transformation, it's a real mess. This one. So, I'm surprised I haven't broken the darn thing, just trying to actually get it back into its regular closed form. Okay, surprisingly, I did it fairly quickly. Usually it takes me a good minute or so to actually get them closed in this form because of just how many moving parts and how many little bits and pieces you gotta put in the right spots just so that I can close properly. But there we go. So next we're going to compare it to the Ultra Dragonoids. I'm actually going to move this one out of the way just so it doesn't knock him out of the way when he transforms. And of course he flips right off the thing. This is the original Dragonoid Ultra from the original Battle Planet line. And again, the differences are clear. Obviously, the art style has changed significantly since Battle Planet. That, and the Battle Planet one is way taller than the short and chubby Geogan Rising version of Dragonoid. So, that, and obviously, it's lacking the details, the clear plastic. I believe it's also missing the logo on it. Yeah, that was a very weird thing they were doing with the original Battle Planet line, is that they completely stripped the faction symbols on the Bakugan themselves. And it only took them until Armored Alliance, thankfully, to actually put them back on the balls. But it was really, really weird. Because, on the plus side, I can see where their mindset was. Yes, it increases the randomization of Bakugans in mystery packs and stuff like that, mystery multi-packs, and and helps, and it makes the randomizing good, I should say. I'm trying to think of the reasons why it would be good, but most of the reasons I can think of right now are actually bad because kids and people who are just getting into it will have no idea what types these are, if they actually care of what types they are. And, and it just makes for some confusion, I think, than anything. So I'm glad they actually put the logos back on the ball forms because, again, it really, really helps to help not only, retain the original designs, to keep the original design philosophy of the original Bakugans, but also helps the new line to help, again, with differentiation and to make it very obvious that this is a Pyrus Bakugan. It's definitely not any other type but Pyrus. And especially now with the elemental rares. If you don't know by now that Dragonoid is a Pyrus faction, aka Fire faction Bakugan, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to tell you. Maybe you should do your research. I don't know. How could you misidentify it? But that's just me. So, lastly, at least in terms of the regular Bakugan, before we get on to the giant boys, here we have, if I can actually get this guy opened up properly, this should be Hyper Dragonoid Ultra, which I believe is actually the second form of a regular Dragonoid in Battle Planet. So there you go. I know I did the forms completely out of order in terms of their, anime accurate evolutions, but still, you get the point. As I keep saying, through the last few Dragonoids we covered so far, just the designs are clearly different. The heights are clear, and obviously the art style has changed significantly. The same sort of things I said before applies here. So, there you really go. But I don't know why I said it like that, but just ignore that. But anyhow, we're just going to move Hyper Dragonoid out of the way, and let's bring out the big boys. And I guess we'll start off with my only Deca in my collection as of now, and that being Deca, our Alliance Dragonoid. I gotta bring him out. It's gonna be a bit tough to show, but I'm gonna try my best to get him to display nicely with the other ones. So I'm actually gonna have to move the camera out of the way because he's so friggin' big. But there you go. Again, do I really need to say the differences between the two of them? It's pretty obvious, isn't it? But overall, between the two, again, Geogan Rising Dragonoid, absolutely amazing design. Even with the things that I said, the cons, I still really appreciate what they did with Dragonoid for Geogan Rising. It's still a very, very solid design for the character, so gotta give it to him. But there we go. That was the Deca Dragonoid. Now for the next big boys. Next we will bring out Dragonoid Maximus, and he is going to be a bit tricky to get open just because you usually require another Bakugan to open him, but thankfully I do have an extra magnet to open him up with. Let me hope that the sounds are on. Oh, come on. Come on, you big douche. There we go. Yep. Surprisingly, after all these years after my initial review of this guy, the batteries still work. That's very impressive. Well, actually, I replaced the batteries, I believe, recently, but still, I'm surprised that he still works, even after all this time, and of him just sitting in my collection. He's still. Oh my god. Oh my god, how am I going to display him? I guess this is how I'm going to do it? Oh my god, look at I don't even think I need to do a 360. It's pretty clear how big this guy is. Plus, his tail's going to hit my Samuses in the background, so I have to keep him like this. But you guys can see, again, very clear differences between these guys. My god. I mean, just look at how stupid this thing looks. And yes, you did see my Switch in the background. Yeah, so... But there we go. My god. Just massive. So, oh god, getting him to close is even harder because you gotta like put his head in and come on. Get that. No, come on. Get the head locked in. Get the body swiveled down, and then the rest is fairly easy. Just gotta get these multi-panel wings to close into these notches on his thighs, and then we gotta get his arms closed onto slots in his knees. And then finally the tail just tucks up along his butt, so along his butt region, his gluteus region. So there we go. There we have Dragonoid Maximus there. So, and then finally, for the comparisons, we're going to bring in Dragonoid Infinity, the big boy himself. So let me just open him up real quick. Let's see if... Oh, I need another Bakugan so I didn't open the wings, don't I? No, okay, he actually opens on his own. Never mind. That's... I guess he just kind of did that on his own. Cool. But there we go there. So let me bring him into view. Oh god, the tail is still really big. I'm going to have to hike his tail up a bit just so that way I can actually rotate him around. But there we go. Yeah, so there is Dragonoid Infinity with Geogan Rising Dragonoid. And again, he's so big! Like, my god, the fact that he fits on my turntable, that's amazing. But still, the differences, again, are very, very clear with these two. But, man, the size of Infinity Dragonoid, he's still just a Dragonoid Infinity. He's still just a big, big boy. My god. Let me stop the turntable real quick and rotate that back. There we go. But still, my god. Dragonoid Infinity, what a big one. What a big fat dude. I don't know why that took me so long to say. But there we go. So we just flop that back and then get them all closed back up in the background. Which, of course, is easier said than done because, again, closing a giant Bakugan isn't exactly an easy thing to do, but it is doable. So there we go. There's Dragonoid Infinity. Just gotta slot him back where I had him. And with that all being said, and let's actually grab back the box for Dragonoid here. Here we go. That is going to wrap it up for this review on Bakugan Geogan Rising, or Geogan's Rising, how you want to pronounce it. Elemental Rare Dragonoid Ultra. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to drop a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and ring that notification bell so that way you guys get notified for all my uploads. Later, Read Squad, and have a good one.